name is Donchedidit. I'm from Simpson County, Mississippi, by way of Rankin County. I just love music, man. I came up on music like Prince, like Stevie Wonder, El DeBarge, Time. Just a whole lot of 70s and 80s music, man. They really brought me up on that. And then, of course, living in the era where 90s R&B kind of reigned, I really got my chops from that. You know, my parents made me take piano lessons and all like that, but one of my joys was like playing back joints that they liked, that my older siblings taught me. That's really where my beat making career started. I was listening to Nas, Jay-Z, and cats like that, while at the same time listening to No Limit and you know what I mean, some of the West Coast artists, Dre and all like that. But that was sort of like my first experience with hip hop. I think to a certain extent everybody wants to rap, but what did it for me was I had a friend from Simpson County who did some production, and he had a keyboard like a Casio that lets you sequence. And from there, I was like, okay, I can put my little creations together the same way he does. And I think the thing that gave me the green light was just Cricket Letters. What they did for Mississippi hip hop was tremendous because they kicked the door open for us. My first setup was garbage, first of all. I had a Casio, I had a drum machine, Dr. Ball's drum machine, and like a karaoke machine I inherited from Jackson Prep. And in high school, it had to have been my sophomore year, a friend of mine put me onto Fruity Loops. I was like, what is this? So I played with it, got a chance to figure out a little bit more about sequencing and mixing. And it was one of those things that I just took to pretty easily. And but in the hip hop realm, many people weren't open to software at that point in time. But another influence on me was Ninth Wonder. He legitimized that program for a lot of people. And from there, I just said, okay, I can do this. I've been at it pretty much, I would say it, close to 10, 11 years now. I'm a little bit of everywhere. I stay within the limits of boom bap to trap. In between those two is where I kind of operate. I'm a sample-based producer, but I do love crafting melodies of my own and making fully original beats. But right now, sample-based is where I really thrive at, even to the point where I make my own samples to sample. Growing up, Gullah Gullah was like one of my favorite shows, man. All-time kids show. It was a black family, wonderful programming. It taught me a whole lot. And so I always wanted to chop it up and make it into something. So I had a friend of mine, and she challenged me to make something with this. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I chopped it up the first time, garbage, straight garbage, man. So I was like, I'm never gonna let the world hear this. So, time went by. And one day I was just extremely bored. I said, you know what, I'm gonna do something with this. I'm not gonna make it the main melody, but I'm gonna chop this in here somewhere. So I played the piano, made my own track, and then kind of laid it over it. So it turned out pretty jamming. I was like, man, you know what, man, this sounds like some trap shit, trap stuff. I'm gonna throw a Migos type hook on it. So I threw a dumb little hook on it and put it on SoundCloud, and it did a couple numbers. It did all right, better than my other stuff. So a time later, I was a part of the basement that Fifth Child was putting on, and there I saw Silas perform, and we, chopped it up and exchanged contact information. He checked it out, saw it, heard it, and said, man, I want to get on that. And so I sent it to him without the vocals. He said a little after that he had recorded it, but he wanted me to send the vocals, and I was like, all right, I'm sure about that. But regardless, I sent it to him about summertime, and a little, I want to say about August or September, he had finished it and sent it to me. It was jamming, but he only performed it locally. And so about 2 to 3 weeks ago, somebody heard it, chopped it up, and put it into a meme. And from that point on, you know, it's history. It just did numbers, and I want to thank whoever made that meme, man. It was great.
Gullah Gullah Island, nigga. Gullah Gullah Island, bitch. Gullah Gullah Island, nigga. Gullah Gullah Island, bitch. Gullah Gullah Island, nigga. Gullah Gullah Island, bitch. Holla, nigga. You Gullah Gullah Island, bitch. Gullah Gullah Island, nigga. Gullah Gullah.
If you need any tracks, man, hit me up at soundcloud.com/Donchedidit, DONCHEDIDIT. Man, I feel privileged to be a part of something so big, man. Shouts out to my partner Silas, man, for making a wonderful record. And shouts out to all hip hop going down in Jackson and Mississippi area, man. We have a whole lot of talent here, man, and the world needs to take notice, man. This is your boy Donchedidit, and you've just been violated.